Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the What the Heck Just Happened segment tonight. Short time ago, President Obama continuing his softball media strategy, talk with MTV.
We've seen artists like Bob Marley, Bob Dylan, Public Enemy's Chuck D, Rage Against the Machine have all made popular music that inspired and informed. What artists do you feel today uphold that tradition, and how?
You know, it's an interesting question. We haven't seen as much directly political music. You know, I think the most vibrant musical art form right now over the last 10, 15 years has been hip-hop.
Oh. Do they have hip-hop in Benghazi? Here now to analyze the President's press situation, Bernard McGuirk and Greg Gutfeld. First of all, I want you guys next week to get hats like that guy.
I have one. That's actually my hat.
His name is Sway, that guy, right?
He also took my name. I was originally Sway, then I changed it to Curve, and then to Captain Puddles, and now I'm Greg Gutfeld. You know, there's nobody at MTV. They think Benghazi is a club DJ. This is actually infuriating what's going on right now.
If it wasn't so absurd.
Yeah, no, there is a massive scandal going on. There are 4 people dead, and they're talking about music. It's disgusting to me. I honestly want to throw up on Bernie. I want to throw up on you.
If the president would do some interviews legitimately, I don't mind Sway talking to him. Who is Sway? I mean, is this guy...
He's a voice of a generation.
I'm digging the funky lid. And I have a closet full of them, so yes, next week you'll see me here with
that hat. I want that. You guys get the hat.
No doubt. But look, this is desperation time for them because they smell defeat in the air. But this is usually what it's not what incumbents do. It's usually what the challenger or new candidates do. Go on the chump with the hump or the putz with the nuts or whatever it is, the slut with the butt. Not incumbent presidents this late in a campaign. And of course, it's an exercise in futility because they already know these people that were already lean Obama. They know he's not going to pay off their car
know what
loans.
he thinks he's going to gain.
He's not going to legalize pot.
The people who like MTV, and that was a live interview, by the way, who are locked in on that are going to vote for Barack Obama anyway. Right. So I don't know what he's wasting his time in there for. He could just maybe call Sway on the phone. He doesn't actually have to show up.
Right.
Gutfeld,
you know what's going on right now? President Obama is depressed, and when you get depressed, you put on your giant bunny slippers, and this is basically the equivalent, the media equivalent of bunny slippers, making him feel better. Also plays to his key strength, which is charm, and charm exists purely as an evolutionary practice to mask incompetence. Bill, you are the opposite of charming, which is a compliment. You don't need to be charming because you're competent. However, when you're incompetent, you got to be charming.
I can name some presidents who are both charming and competent. But anyway, this EMTV thing culminates a week of hard-hitting interviews with guys like Jay Leno. Go.
You're going to Vegas. Yeah. You're going to place a bet on the World Series. Who do you got?
Well, they're both great teams. San Francisco, they came because they won and did the traditional White House visit. Detroit beat they beat my White Sox out of a pennant. So they're an outstanding team.
Oh, wow. You know, I mean, it's 10 days before the vote. Mr. President, we're here for you on the factor the whole hour.
Not one question on Libya, and they covered a wide array of topics.
Well, look, you can't blame Jay Leno.
Right.
Jay Leno's job is to entertain people.
But he did cover some substance, and he left Libya out. Now,
Jay Leno?
Jay Leno did, yes.
Because he's not going to be confrontational to these guys. He wants them to come on and program. But here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting. He didn't get big ratings with that. I was on Letterman up against the president. I don't know how, we'll know next week who won, who let. But last night, Gutfeld on, what's this Williams show? 30 Rock? Rock Center. 30 Rock is Alex Baldwin. And Tina. Okay. I can't tell the difference between the two programs. But anyway, the factor, as I mentioned, beat this program. The cable factor. Fox News Channel 87 in Wichita, Kansas, beats the NBC And they're at 10 or we're at 8. They're a much bigger audience. And not only did we beat them, we thrashed them.
With good reason, too. But, you know, listen,
you wouldn't think it,
They should have ran Johnny Mathis music behind Williams and President Obama. It was disgraceful. It was disgusting. And shame on you, Brian Williams.
What song from Johnny would you have put in there?
It's not for me to say, Bill.
It's not for me to say.
But, look. Shame on him for not wanting to offend the crowd he rolls with, Brian Williams, by asking this.
Oh, it was outrageous.
This obligatory
Just
question
give me anything.
with no follow-up. I mean, I challenge Brian Williams to look at a picture of these 4 dead American heroes, look in the mirror and ask yourself, did you do the right thing? And then try to have a good night's sleep. If you honored their legacy.
I just don't know what's going on. All right. We're going to have more with Gutfeld and McGuirk. Forgive us. Talking about Donald Trump and Lance Armstrong doping. They're both familiar with narcotics.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Segment tonight, we continue with Gutfeld and McGuirk. As you may know, Donald Trump has offered $5 million if President Obama will release his college transcripts and his passport application.
Why do we want to see President Obama's college records?
Transparency. Does that make sense to anybody?
No.
I mean, seriously, transparency.
What does that mean, transparency?
It means there's so many hidden things that we just don't know about our president.
What are they? What are the list of hidden things? What do we care if we see his college records or not?
Well, you may learn things about Mr. Obama, President Obama, that frankly you didn't know.
Well, like what?
I hope that you wouldn't. Well, they have a little line saying, place of birth. They have a little now, and I hope I hope everything's perfect.
Okay. Now, where do you think he was born?
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
Great. So, McGuirk, what do you think?
Listen, I love Donald Trump's smash-mouth, politically incorrect approach. And if stuff like this makes Sarah Jessica Parker spit up her frappe and Chris Matthews choke on his dog whistle, I like it a lot. But as far as the efficacy of what he's doing, yes, Bill, a word of the day. The efficacy.
Excellent.
I mean, which is to help Romney and by embarrassing Obama. I think that maybe in this case it's not going to work because
it's too much.
It makes Obama look like a victim.
But
I
told Mr. Trump that for $2 million I'll release my college transcripts and passport application. I would do that.
Yeah, and it's a legitimate issue.
Now, if Gutfeld had managed to go to college, he could do the same.
I want to make. I coined the phrase philanthropic extortion. That's when you offer money to a charity to get somebody to do something that will hurt their career. It's clever, but it's vulnerable because it can be done to anybody. If George Soros came to me and offered me $5 million for those pictures of spring break in '95 with me and you, which to this
you
day,
and Soros,
yes,
not me.
I would release them.
I wasn't anywhere near you.
Ruin our. Oh, please, Bill, I have the pictures.
I don't have the pictures.
That was a special time. It was a special time.
I've never been seen with Gutfeld outside the studio.
Oh, that's not true.
All right, now, Barack Obama had a great line when asked about this offer from Donald Trump. He said the reason is that Trump was mad at him because when they were children in Kenya,
very good.
they didn't get along.
That was funny.
So it's actually they're using this against Trump.
It makes Obama look like a victim.
It makes him look like,
it gives him an opportunity. But you got to love the fear that Trump inspires in people. Like when he goes on The View and you know they hate him, they treat him like Jesus Christ. Everybody's afraid of the way he bludgeons back. When,
they remember the Rosie O'Donnell thing. Remember
exactly
that? Oh, my God.
Yes, and like Frank Rich got it. My friend Frank Rich got it yesterday or the day before because he dared to criticize Donald Trump on this. You got to love that.
Okay. Now, Lance Armstrong, obviously, you're a biker.
Oh, yes, but I use a big wheel.
No, I thought you had a tricycle. Isn't that yours outside?
No, it's a big wheel. Really, Bill. We knew Lance was juicing. He won the last Tour de France on a pogo stick. But I think it's hypocrisy in the media to condemn him for juicing when all of us would jump at the chance of using a chemical if it made our career better. In fact, I know for
I would not do that.
You are on ketamine right now, sir. I checked your coffee of ketamine and dandelion juice in that coffee mug.
I know the world of steroids until I was an amateur bodybuilder until I pulled my groin on the clean and jerk.
And how old were you? 8?
Having nothing to do with the sport. Nothing to do with the sport. But listen, Lance Armstrong is an American hero. He went into France after they screwed us after 9/11.
Yeah.
He gave us the middle finger, and he represented, and he won.
You still think he's an American hero?
He went into their house, played by their rules, yes, with the steroids, and beat them at their game.
Right. I I think this is awful. Number one, Armstrong was taking so many steroids he could have hit 72 home runs if he was a baseball player, okay? That's how juiced up the guy was. But he lied about it, and now Gutfeld probably admires this. He made $15 million last year in endorsements because he cheated.
No, I do not support that. However, I think he should make lemonade out of lemons and start getting new endorsements for, like, juice bars. Why not a juice bar? Why
so
not?
He could represent a...
hypodermic needles. They need a spokesperson.
Right,
God knows.
And if you
getting a bad rap these days.
If you cheat, you have to lie. And by the way, he came back from terrible cancer, not just testicular.
And look,
but brain.
That can't be trifled with.
No.
I mean, the man is brave in the sense that he fought the cancer, and he actually did some good things charitably and all of that. We just can't have cheating and lying at that level.
But they were all doing it. In order to compete.
I don't care if they were all doing it.
At the time, though, if you go into France and you do the Tour de France, you have to do what they're doing.
There are a lot of people think you have to be on drugs just to go to France.
I have to be on drugs to come in here.
I think it's a nice country. I like the little snails they give you. I like all that. You don't have to be on drugs to go to France. All right, Gutfeld and McGuirk, everyone.